Hey, hey, welcome to the show. You're listening to Positive Mindset for Entrepreneurs. This is the show where you discover how to make money by being happy and get paid to be you. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's do the happy dance, shall we? I am your host, Dana Wild. And if you want to leverage the power of mindset every day, do make sure to get my daily mantra at danawild.com/mantra. MANTRA. It's your jolt of happy in the morning. Plus, you get a lot of really good ideas for mantras. Just saying. All right. So today I want to talk with you about the 6 things I do every day to grow my business. Are you ready? The first thing is I get enough sleep. Like huge, right? I am such a good sleeper. I just have this as a superpower. So not to brag or anything, but it just happens to be one of the things I'm very, very good at is sleeping. And I know that's not true for everybody, but I can tell you, if you can make sleep your priority, you are going to have such a better quality life. And so part of it is doing that get to bed early thing and really allowing yourself the opportunity to get enough sleep. So I go to bed fairly early-ish and I don't wake to an alarm. So I'm very blessed in that I don't have to wake to an alarm. If you have to wake to an alarm, I highly recommend just allow yourself that time to unwind and get to bed early. You know, I would think it was Ariana Huffington who has really taken this as her issue, making sure that people get enough sleep. And I can see why. It really sets the foundation for everything else. If you want to make more money, if you want to build your business faster, if you want to have better ideas, if you want to be using a better brain, it all starts with these foundational practices. The most important one of which I think, in my humble opinion, is sleep. Sleep, get a good night's sleep, do the best you can, but it definitely serves me well. The second thing I do is I have a morning mindset routine. And I'm not going to tell you my exact routine because that's not who I want to be in the world. And I don't think you want to be that person either who listens to somebody and says, I'm going to do just exactly what they do. I tend to attract free thinkers. I tend to attract creative people. And so you will find your own methods that work for you. But some ideas for a morning routine would be, when one of them I do that I can share with you, is even before you get out of bed, start that positive talk. Start thinking about what you're grateful for, something you're looking forward to. Say the word, today's going to be a great day. Today's going to be a great day. Say the word, yes, 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 yes. Whatever you have to do to shift your mindset, even before your feet hit the floor, make the declaration that you're going to feel good. That's something everybody can do. After that, craft your best morning routine. For me, when I do my morning mindset routine, it takes precedence over everything. I don't care if I've got a pressing webinar, if I've got something that has to be done, if I've got an early morning appointment, that routine gets done for sure. It is priority because I know that if I am in the right mental space right at the beginning of the day when the day starts, it's going to set up everything else in my day. I'm going to go into my day centered and feeling good. So some ideas for a morning routine: you could listen to inspirational material, you could read inspirational material, you could meditate, exercise, dance. That's a really good one. And it doesn't have to be for a long time. Like even 1 or 2 minutes of dance, like really makes a huge difference. You could walk, you can journal, ask yourself power questions, set intentions for the day. So all of these are good. And, do as many as you feel will put you into that place, into the vortex, as Abraham would say, where you're really feeling good and on your way. So a mindset morning routine, a morning mindset routine is absolutely essential to growing my business. It sets the foundation for everything else in the day. The next thing I do to grow my business is to stay aware of my emotional state throughout the day. So if I'm going into an event, I make sure I'm feeling really, really good. It might just be jumping up and down to get myself feeling really, really good and fired up, remembering the good things about the people who are going to be there. It might be dancing for a minute. Sometimes it's when I'm sitting around too long, it's getting up and going for a walk outside. Sometimes you have to eat something, sometimes just getting up. I've got a new one where I'm just jogging in place for 100 steps, and it's like amazing how it gets the energy pumping. So, staying ultra aware of my emotional state for the day, using all of my best mindset tricks to keep the emotional momentum flowing. Because think about it, this whole YouTube video is about the 6 things that I do to build a business, right? The 6 things I do every day to build a business. Well, this is essential, positive emotional momentum. If you want to work less and make more, keep yourself in that flow, keep yourself in that emotional happy place, keep yourself in that productive feel good place, keep your positive emotion flowing, and you're going to get down to doing something and you're going to get it done faster, you're going to get in the flow, you're going to meet the world in a better way. You're going to show up as your best self. It's, again, absolutely essential to stay on top of it and pay attention, be aware of the emotional state. Because if I'm feeling a little low or feeling off or not feeling like myself or hungry or any of that, I'm not going to do anything in my business and get a good result. I want to be able to show up as the best me. And nobody is happy 100% of the time. If you look at the day, your day is like an eternity. You're going to have all sorts of ebbs and flows. And so the idea is to just be as aware as you can throughout that day. So staying aware of my emotional state. Number 4, counting my wins. When I built my first business from 0 to $1 million in 19 months, this was really, I want to say the only thing I was good at, but really this might be the only thing I was good at. I was really good at noticing the things that went right. So in all the little pockets you have throughout the day, you've got a little pocket where you're making a cup of tea. So you're sitting there and you're waiting for the tea to boil, or you're getting a spoon, or you're doing something. Your brain is just kind of la, la, la land, yammering about anything inside your head. This is a time where you could go like, oh, hey, I'm just sitting here doing nothing. I could be counting my wins. So answer the question multiple times a day. What's going right in my business right now? What's going right? And they don't have to be big wins. It doesn't have to be like, oh, I just signed a contract for $1 million. No, it can be something like, I watched a great video by Dana Wilde. That's going right, right? Or somebody called me out of the blue, or somebody commented on one of my posts, or I learned something new, or I got excited about a new marketing method, or I read this cool article, or I got an unexpected order. Like, what's going right in your business? Think of all the things that are going right and list them in your brain over and over and over and over and over and over again every single day, as many times as you can think about it. And I'm serious, 100% serious when I say my first business, I knew nothing. I really knew nothing about building a business. I was green as green could be, but in fact, they have a term for it in direct sales. They call it ignorance on fire. Like, I was excited and I was noticing all the things that were going right. I was the example of ignorance on fire, and that's why that business grew so quickly. So count your wins. Alternately, obviously, I attract a high quality people who are into self-development, into personal development. So it's no newsflash to hear you could also be counting things that you're appreciative of. Many of us know gratitude journals, and appreciation is a fantastic practice, and you could alternately do that. But I'm specifically mentioning wins because when you count your wins, you are telling your brain, look at this worked, this worked, this is a win, this is a win, this is a win. And your brain is cataloging it and going, got it. You like wins. You like wins. Wins are important to you. I'm going to give you more of those. So your brain, that reticular activating system part of your brain, that little matchmaker that lives in your head, when you think thoughts about wins, it wants to match those wins. The other thing, step 5, or thing number 5, I guess it is I'm very intentional about my thinking. Brain scientists estimate that we are in an unconscious state of mind 95 to 99% of the time. So, what that means is we are kind of walking around like zombies 95 to 99% of the time. We're on automatic pilot. We're not paying attention to what we're thinking. We're just doing things automatically, the things that we do every day. And it's okay. Habits serve us, and our unconscious mind serves us. If you can eke your awareness up even a percentage a day, where you can be more intentional about your thinking, even 1% of the day, woo, that's huge. Like, that's huge. If you can 0.5% a day, great, you're there, right? So during that 0.5% or 1% a day, when I'm really awake or I'm paying attention, right, I intentionally think thoughts that are going to help me to feel good. I intentionally do things that are going to help me to feel good. So, an example of that would be saying mantras, simple mantras. They don't have to be super complex. They can be things like, I feel great. 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 One of my fun practices that I promise this will make you laugh, and the visual alone will make your whole day, is I will run around my kitchen in a circle just going, I feel great. I feel great. I feel great. Because you know what? You can't do that for more than 60 seconds without just cracking yourself up and feeling good. And instantly, whoo, open those creative pathways in your brain, feel so good. Oh yeah, right? It doesn't take a whole lot to shift the energy. Just a willingness to just to totally humiliate yourself in your own mind and be completely silly and goofy, right? You can do transitory statements. One of my favorite transitory statements, and transitory statements are things that are not perfect mantras. They aren't like these perfect mantras like, I'm so abundant or money is flowing to me. But instead, they're just statements that make you feel good, even if they're not perfect. So, one of my favorites is, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing it. Like, really think of how good that feels to intentionally think, well, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Right. So think thoughts in your head intentionally. Think good thoughts, intentionally craft the story as though it's already happening. So tell the little background story in your mind, like, things are going well and I'm getting better at this and I like where I'm going and it's so fun and I'm really enjoying what's happening. And, really keep yourself feeling good by being a proactive thinker in your head. No one else can think in your brain but you. Only you can. So be a proactive thinker in your brain. You can do, say the word joy 100 times. Joy, 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 right? Proactively think. Another one I like a lot is, sometimes we get into situations where maybe we're taking a break because we just got some kind of negative news or something negative happened, or we got a negative result or something happened. And so if we're staying aware every day, we might get up and take a break. When you're doing that, you can be a proactive thinker by asking yourself, well, okay, what's good about that? What's good about it? What's good about that situation? What's good about that happening? Okay. Be a proactive thinker, be an intentional thinker. That's my 5th thing that I do every day to grow my business. The 6th thing I do every day to grow my business is I follow the feel good path. And again, no one's 100% and I'm not either, but nearly 100%. I try to make decisions from 100% feel good place. Like, in other words, if someone is saying like, oh, you have to do this to be successful, and I can feel like, oh, that FOMO, I bet I have to do this or I won't be successful, and I can start to feel myself going down that feel bad path, I nip it in the bud quickly and I remember that I can do anything that makes me happy, anything that sounds fun, anything that sounds interesting, anything I'm curious about, anything that lights up for me. I can follow the feel good path and it will get me there. In fact, it will get me there faster. This is the reason why I've grown both of my business so quickly is because I do the things that look like fun and I do the things that feel good and I do the things that light me up. If something doesn't light me up, then I don't do it. And so following the feel good path is the sixth thing I do every day to build my business. If I'm not in the mood to do something or I don't feel energetically lined up, either I get energetically lined up or I don't do it. So it has to be where I'm taking intentional action when I'm taking action. And intentional action, for those of you that don't know, is the action you take after you've moved yourself to an emotionally positive place. So feel good first, then take action. It's no surprise that all of the methods that I mentioned here for building my business are mindset methods. Because if I'm doing the mindset stuff, if I'm following my feel good, if I'm being an intentional thinker, if I'm, getting enough sleep, if I'm have a good mindset routine in the morning, if I make mindset priority, if I'm feeling good, if I get that emotional momentum going, if I continue to get that positive momentum going, what happens is that I end up figuring everything else out. Your business is not built through time blocking or through being so uber productive or through outsourcing or through finding the perfect marketing method or picking the perfect blue button versus the red button or creating the beautiful funnel. None of that stuff matters. What matters is your emotional state, who you are when you are going through your day every day. That's why the single most important things you can do to build your business, and especially if you want to build your business quickly, is to do the six things that I mentioned here. Get yourself in the right mindset and get positive emotional momentum. And obviously, if you are here, you know that you are a brain trainer. You are already doing this. You're already getting this. You're taking these steps. You're moving forward. You're saying those good things to yourself. You're making it a commitment. If you've watched this far in the video, do you realize like you are a sliver of a percentage of the planet who really gets this and who's really leading with mindset and living your life from the feel good place? Oh my gosh, how exciting. You are the thought leader on the planet. The world is catching up and the world is getting better and better at this. And you are in the forefront moving forward because you are getting this and you're getting better at it and you're doing more of it. And it feels so good. And it feels good. Doesn't it feel so good to really think those positive thoughts and know that your results come from mindset? You can think the positive thoughts and have the forward motion and do the morning routine and get those juices flowing and get the positive momentum moving and do the make sure you're getting good sleep and being a proactive thinker and saying your mantras and dancing around your kitchen and saying I feel great and dancing around your office and jumping up and down and saying joy, and totally just let yourself get in that state of sheer ecstasy and then watch what happens. What better thing can you do to build your business than that? And what a fun way to do it. Build your business the feel good way, the fun way, the fast way. It's effective, and you have totally got this.